I think we can all agree that the past couple of weeks have been extremely intense, but I've been trying to warn people that 2024 was going to be crazy ever since I started my YouTube channel. And those of you all who have been here for a while, chances are you have heard me mention this in random videos. And it's not like I'm Nostradamus or anything. I think that a lot of us who were paying attention, we knew that this year would be one of the craziest years of our lives. And right now, it's living up to the hype. Don't get me wrong. I wish things weren't so crazy. I would love to live in more peaceful times, but what can you do other than just go along with the roller coaster ride? And folks, now that things have ramped up, it's not going to die back down, okay? We're not going down on the roller coaster right now, folks. We're doing the spiral. We're doing the McTwisties, okay? We're doing the loops currently. And we're going to see a lot more crazy stuff transpire between now and 2025. I know the past couple of weeks have been crazy, but I kind of feel like we haven't really seen much yet. And that's saying a lot considering everything we've seen for the past couple of weeks. But we all know it's only a matter of time before the next world-shaking, world-shocking event. And I think I might know what it may be. Because you see, the Olympics are coming up. The 2024 Paris Olympics. And you all know that there's a lot of chaos going on in the world. I mean, of course, there's a lot of chaos going on in America. But there's chaos all over the world. There's wars happening all over the world. And we talked a lot about the stuff that was going on with Israel and Gaza and Palestine. We haven't talked a lot about that lately, but that war still rages on. And now, threats are starting to come in from Hamas that they plan on doing something drastic, that they plan on doing something evil and crazy and huge during the 2024 Olympic Games. They actually put out a video. Now, I can't show you the entire video here. I'm going to have to chop off the end. No pun intended, because at the end of the video, it appears that the person talking in the video holds up a head, a human head. And I don't know if it's real or not, but if you want to see the unedited the unedited footage, you can go over and follow me over on X or Twitter. But for right now, let's go ahead and roll this clip and see what they have to say, I guess.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يستمر كفاحنا ضد الكيان الصهيوني. نوجه رسالة إلى الشعب الفرنسي وإلى الرئيس الفرنسي ماكرون. لقد دعمتم النظام الصهيوني في حربه الإجرامية ضد الشعب الفلسطيني. لقد زودتم الصهاينة بالأسلحة وساعدتم في قتل إخوتنا وإخواتنا وأطفالنا. لقد قمتم بدعوة الصهاينة إلى الألعاب الأولمبية. سوف تدفعون ثمن ما فعلتم. سوف تتدفق أنهارا من الدماء في شوارع باريس. وهذا اليوم قادم بإذن الله تعالى.
If you ask me, it appears that the age of chaos and confusion has begun. And I think the argument can be made that that age began a long time ago, because just look at how everything is going on in the world right now, right? There's so much confusion and chaos, and before you can find answers for one news story, there's another huge news story. You have historical event after historical event after historical event, and none of us can sit here and actually explain what's really going on, because before you could really get to the truth, you're thrown through a whirlwind and you're right here, in the midst of another historical event. And you see, I think the powers that be, the people pulling the strings in the world, I think they want this chaos and confusion because right now we live in a time where we can debunk a lot of their lies. We can expose a lot of the stuff that's going on. So they don't want you to have the time to really sit and think and brew. They want you constantly on top of the next story, on top of the next story. So just looking at the chain of events that have happened, that have transpired lately, it only makes sense that we would have another world-shaking event happening soon. Because they have to keep our attention off the last world-shaking event. I mean, they don't want us to know the truth about what happened with Donald Trump. Now they don't want us to know the truth about how they forced Biden out of the White House. So there has to be distractions. There has to be other big things happening. And when you look at what happened with Donald Trump, in my opinion, there was most likely knowledge that something was going to happen that day, and they turned the blind eye and they let it happen. When you look at what happened with Israel and Hamas on October 7th, a lot of people feel like, Israel may have known that something was coming and they turned a blind eye and let it happen. I'm not saying that's necessarily the case, but that's definitely a theory out there, and I understand why that's a theory, because there is evidence that suggests that may be the case. So who's to say that the same thing won't happen at the Olympics? Now, I'm hoping and praying that this is not the case. I'm actually really, really excited about the Olympics. I've actually started watching like Team USA basketball and some of their games, going into the Olympics and stuff like that. So I'm really excited, and I'm hoping, none of this happens, but it kind of feels like they're already putting out the signs that this could happen. And we know for a fact that there are threats. And, the games are being held in Paris. And if you've heard about what's happening in Paris and France and stuff lately, folks, it's not the lovey-dovey place that you see on the movies, okay? One story that I just heard coming out of Paris about an Australian woman getting, I can't even talk about that on YouTube. But there's a lot of crazy stuff going on there. They're having problems with immigration and illegal immigrants and legal immigrants terrorizing the people of France. And I wouldn't be surprised if Hamas could easily sneak some people in there that would do something crazy. So they already promised that something's going to happen. Usually when they make these promises, something does happen. But at least we have the knowledge prior, and hopefully, hopefully law enforcement is on top of it. But after seeing what happened to Trump, who knows? Maybe they'll turn a blind eye. But let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments below. While you're down there, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe, ring that notification bell, and I'll talk to you all soon in the next video.